Hello, this is Mariette from Your Heart and Union. Welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me for this video. For those of you who don't know me, I am a student of Jeff and Shalia with their Life Purpose class and Twin Flames Ascension School. And I'm also currently busy with their Ascension Coaching program and will hopefully be certified soon. My twin flame journey has been very interesting. I first found out about twin flames about 3 years ago after I had an experience falling in love with someone where I felt the energy moving up my body. I felt such heat in my throat, moving into my cheeks, moving up my spine, up the crown of my head, and it felt like nothing I'd ever felt in my life. I thought there was something wrong with me. And I actually Googled the symptoms and realized that it's something that's called Kundalini Awakening. And as I was looking at the descriptions and the search results, what came up is that it's something that's commonly associated with twin flames. And at the time, I was deeply triggered by this because I did not want to think that this person that I had fallen in love with was my twin flame. I had a lot of upsets there. And I even recorded a voice note in which I went on in great detail about how person so-and-so is not my twin flame. And so this process, went on, and I eventually found someone else that I fell in love with, and I thought, okay, well, maybe this person's my twin flame. They're so much like the other person, except it's so much easier to be with them. They must be my twin flame. And then that didn't work out either. And I decided I'd had enough of trying to figure this out by myself. I happened to know someone who was in the Twin Flames universe community, working as an ascension coach. My friend Karina, who I'd actually known in South Africa before she even really started her twin flame journey. And so I started off by getting the book Twin Flames, Finding Your Ultimate Lover by Jeff and Shalia. And I was in the open forum on Facebook, Twin Flames Universe open forum, and started getting educated and decided to sign up for Twin Flames Ascension School and started watching more classes and YouTube videos and really just educating myself on what was going on. At the time, I had surrendered both of these people, being willing to explore what was going on, but I was still quite new to this, and there were some attachments that I really hadn't let go of. And I was coaching with Karina at the time, and she was very patient with my understanding of who was my twin flame and who wasn't and what was going on. And I had a lot of back and forth doubting about who it was. And, the book has a lot of clear information about signs for how you can recognize if someone is your true twin flame, and signs for recognizing when someone is your false twin flame. But if you're not willing to go into your heart and really heal the things that come up, I kind of feel that none of that matters, because the basic thing is love yourself. And you can look at all the lists and signs in the world, but if you're not willing to love yourself, nothing's going to change. So yeah, that was my start to this journey. And since then, I've had very deeply convincing false twin flame experiences where I would get signs and synchronicities, and the people who I thought were my twin flames would always match the lists. there would be this deep sense of knowing, and they would be everything that I thought I wanted in a person. And I would feel these overwhelming feelings of love. And with each experience, I would start rejecting myself a little bit more and judging myself for having these multiple twin flame experiences. Because you're supposed to have your twin flame and commit to them and be true to them. But I was so worried about getting it wrong and so hard on myself that, you know, some of the same lessons kept repeating. And some of the people that I hadn't fully released came back into my life. And as I'm recording this, I actually really don't know who my twin flame is right now. But that's perfect, because in divine truth, your twin flame really is God. And if you are able to fully surrender whoever you think is your twin flame and just allow God to love you and love yourself, that is when you will magnetize your true twin flame into your life. And when you love yourself fully and live your life purpose, it really becomes like this feeling of almost like a vortex pulling them in a good way. You become radiant and magnetic. And even just saying that, I can feel the healing effect like moving through my body. So what I wanted to share about the false twin flame experiences and some of the recent understandings I've come to is that with each of those people, it was fully convincing, and I really had to go all in with believing that they're my twin flame. And the core thing that really stands out for me is that God is using this person to help you with your healing. And I really try and ask myself, what is it that I can only heal through completely and utterly believing that this person is my twin flame and trusting God unconditionally that this is essential for my healing journey? And from that place of complete surrender and trust, healing whatever they show you, and healing what comes up with the mirror exercise, which is also described in detail in Jeff and Shalia's book. But it really takes an awareness of when doors are open and when doors are closed. And that door with the whoever you think is your twin flame is open as long as it is easy and natural for you to be in communication with them, or to be healing things and seeing, you know, that there is a mirroring effect. And the mirroring effect, basically, if you believe something, your twin flame mirrors that, and you can keep healing what comes up that way. And when the door closes, it's when you have really healed something and they're still mirroring that. And you go deep within your heart and there really isn't a place where you are still holding on to that thing, but they're still mirroring it. Or they refuse to go deeper into intimacy with you. Or it starts feeling really difficult or forced. And that's when God really is saying to you, this door is closed now. And you need to trust me and move on. Now, it doesn't serve you to go and guilt trip yourself and say, oh no, how could I have gotten it wrong? This person wasn't my twin flame. You followed your heart and God led you there. And that is perfect. And as I was saying that, I'm also healing into that truth, because it is hard to not blame yourself. And with the multiple experiences I've had, I've become really cautious, and I ask for signs and I draw oracle cards, and I try to be really, really sure that what is being shown to me is really what's in my heart and really what God is asking me to do. And that is not just my own little story that I'm making up. And when I get all the signs and confirmations and I know that what my next step is, I move on with it. And that can be quite uncomfortable, especially if the next step means actually saying to the person, hey, listen, this is how I've been feeling, and I think you could be my twin flame. And you can always go into your heart and claim your true twin flame and claim God deeper and just keep surrendering that person. So it really doesn't serve you to get attached. But sometimes it means talking to them in person about it. And sometimes that means they cut you out of their life. And I've had that happen to me a few times. But most of the time, I got cut out of their lives when I didn't respect the closed door. And that's why I really ask you, yes, there is twin flame mirroring, but respect the mirroring and respect that closed door if there is one. And God will allow you to move through so many different things if you are willing to flow with the healing. Who knows? That person could still be your twin flame and they could still come back. But if the healing at that time isn't right there with them, but God wants to show you something else, just go where God's leading you. So in one of my recent experiences, I really felt the mirroring, and I went very, very deep into that while I was blocked. And even while I was blocked, I would surrender this person, and I found one of my older false twin flames coming back into my consciousness. And initially I thought, oh, it's because I went in and I healed so much and now they're mirroring it back to me. But actually at that time, God was just saying to me, have you healed this pattern? Do you recognize that what is in front of you doesn't serve you? And so it was an invitation to release them again. And it's really interesting how sometimes things are just coming up because we are just meant to say, well, no, this doesn't serve me. This isn't mine. And you can't screw up your journey. You just, you can only love yourself. So as long as you love yourself, as long as you stay with God and you heal what comes up, you will be fine. So I'd like to encourage you just to be kind to yourself. You're probably going to have a few false twin flame experiences. Most people do. That's okay. If you're lucky and you don't have it and you're very clear on who your twin flame is, and someone comes and claims you, just feel into it and claim your twin flame even more. And have respect for your own journey and what it's shown to you. And I'd like to also encourage you to write a love list. Now, this is something that really Jeff and Shalia go into in their videos and in their book as well. And your love list will really help you to be able to actually very easily check who you're looking at to see whether they are truly your twin flame or not. And every false twin flame experience really presents an opportunity to refine your love list even more and to get clear on what is your person like and what aren't they like. And just allow yourself to heal and be happy without judgment and without feeling like things have to happen a certain way, that things have to look a certain way, and without forcing anything. And you will find that there is such a depth of love and learning for you, and that your journey really is unique. Well, this is my first twin flame video, and I think we've covered quite a bit. So I'm going to leave you with that. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram or at my website, yourheartandunion.com. And on Instagram, it's just at yourheartandunion for daily oracle card readings. And if you'd like to add yourself to my waiting list for when I do become a certified ascension coach, feel free to submit your information in the contact form on my website, and I will get back to you as soon as I am certified. I would really like to encourage you to buy the book and to watch some videos by Jeff and Shalia and by other certified ascension coaches, and really find your own truth and get clear on your journey and try to be as compassionate as possible with yourself. Thank you very much for joining me.